and welcome back to Booktube with Amy. So this is my Booktube anniversary and I was tagged in this tag by Sarah from Sadie Reads Again, who's just like one of the most amazing humans that I've met on Booktube. She's so funny. She has no idea how funny she is, but she so is, and in so many ways she is basically just the same person as me, and it's been so much fun to get to know her and hang out in real life and make a new friend through Booktube. She's defos one of my Booktube besties, so please go check her out if you haven't already. She deserves so much love, she's brilliant. So she did this tag to celebrate her second year on Booktube. I thought that I would also do it to celebrate my second/first year on Booktube, and we'll chat about that as the tag goes on. So this is technically my second year on Booktube, but I am sort of counting it as my first. So for people who are new to the channel, you guys might not know, but it was actually Simon, my husband, who started this channel, and he started it during the coronavirus pandemic, the first one, during the first lockdown, and he decided that it would be fun to make people laugh by talking about books, and boy did he do that. So he started the channel. I came on sort of like at the beginning of 2021, and then it was Booktube with Simon and Amy for a while, and we were doing some videos together and then some separate videos, and Simon decided that he was going to step away from the channel. He just didn't really have the time to commit to it anymore, and he was finding that it wasn't enhancing his reading experience in the same way it was enhancing mine. So then I took over in July last year, and it was Booktube with Amy. So I technically count this as my year anniversary because it's been a year that I have been doing it on my own and it has been my proper channel. But technically I've been on it for probably about a year and a half-ish, but we're just celebrating a year, alright? A year for it was like mine. I resumed complete control. It is my baby. A year. Can I ever give an answer without giving like a 10-minute diatribe as to why I'm giving you that answer? Probably no. I think that I've changed in so many ways. I have crippling social anxiety, and I basically can't have a conversation with another human being without having like Simon there to talk for me. I am pretty terrible at being a person, to be honest. I hate answering the phone, I hate making a phone call. Like sometimes if I'm at work and I can't get a taxi via the app, like I'll ask Simon, even though he is also at work, to phone me a taxi because I just hate speaking to people that much. So I don't know how I can work in customer service, but somehow when I'm at work I'm fine. But like in real life I am terribly socially awkward. And I feel like this has really helped my confidence, to be honest. So I feel like in the beginning I was sort of saying a lot of the same things about the books that I was reviewing. Like I had like a couple of key sentences where I was like, that makes me sound a wee bit intelligent and like I'm a real booktuber, so we'll just say that. And I think that I was slightly more reserved about sharing my true feelings in the beginning, although like it's me and I'm hella blunt, so not really that much. So I think since then I've came on quite a way. I think that I've really found my voice. Oh, that's a bokeh phrase, but I feel like I have. Like I found my way in reviewing books, and I think that I feel confident in what I have to say about books, and I feel confident knowing that people are coming to my channel for my opinion, and so I don't need to say what anybody else is saying, and I don't need to give like a real in-depth analysis of the book. I can just say like my thoughts and feelings on it and a couple of points that I liked that I didn't like. So I feel like I am a lot more confident these days, and I'm a lot more comfortable reviewing books as well. I feel like these days I don't need to think so much about what I'm going to say, whereas back in the beginning I sort of was taking notes as I was going so that I had something to talk about, whereas now I feel like I just put on the camera, I open my mouth and I let my belly rumble and I just talk utter garbage, but it works and it's fun to do and you guys seem to enjoy it. So that's probably the biggest changes. So I really like that I have gone to do weekly wrap-ups instead of monthly wrap-ups. I'm really proud of myself for that, because when I first started making videos and making wrap-ups, my worry was that I wouldn't read enough to do a weekly video, and so in the beginning I was doing monthly wrap-ups, but I really got back into reading quite quickly, and so in the end at the month, like, my monthly wrap-up would be about 45 minutes to an hour long, and I appreciate that that is a hefty video to sit down and watch. And so then I started to do mid-monthly wrap-ups, but I was still finding like I had so much to say. So I'm proud of the fact that I've went to weekly wrap-ups, and that I am really confident and comfortable knowing that if I only have 2 books to talk about, I'll talk about 2 books. You know, there's never been a month where I've only had 1 book to chat about, but I actually feel a lot more confident that if I have a bit of a crappy reading week, that I can sit down and I can just chat to you about that one particular book, and that will be fine. I like that as a lot more reflective of my reading, and I'm no like reading so that I've got like a set amount of books to talk to you guys about. So I'm really proud of that. I know that that's not a specific video, that is a video category, I guess, but I'm really enjoying that. I am obviously so proud of me and Angie's Out of the Coffin read along. It is something that is so far out my comfort zone. Like I say, I have so much anxiety. I'm basically just a ball of anxiety, to be honest, and like I get nervous and anxious about absolutely everything in my life. So the fact that like I learned how to work Discord and make a channel, the fact that I learned how to use StreamYard and helped Ange learn how to use StreamYard so that we could do our live shows, the fact that I have done some reading sprints for Suki with Ange has really made me so proud of myself, because it's just something that I would never have imagined me ever doing in the past. And like, before we go on a live show, like, I get the jitters, like I'm so nervous about it, but I really like doing it, and it's fun, and I'm just really proud of myself. And like, thank you to everybody who has just joined the read along and who are giving us comments, who have joined any of the live streams, who have joined any of the sprints that we have done. I so appreciate it, and I know that Ange appreciates it as well. But it's really fun just to read some of my favourite books with some of my favourite people, and I never in a million years, when I took over this channel, would have thought that I would be hosting a read along, to be honest with you. It's just not something that I thought I would ever manage to accomplish. So the fact that I am, and like, not to toot my own horn, but I feel like me and Anja are doing a pretty good job at it. It's all went well so far in the year, but it's been an absolutely fun time. And then I'm also really proud of my sustainable unboxing series that I'm doing. I've wanted to try and make some different content on the channel this year and not just have it be wrap-ups, and that was an idea that I had in my brain, that I had a wee nosy and I couldn't really see that anybody else was doing. So I was like, aye, let's do it. And again, like, something just quite out of my comfort zone. I am quite an opinionated gal, and I am really happy to talk about my opinions on topics on Booktube, but I obviously quite edit a lot, and to do videos where it's like an unboxing and you guys see like my honest reactions as I'm unboxing it, I think again is quite out of my comfort zone, but something that I am getting more and more comfortable with. And the reason I'm most proud of it is just because I've had quite a few people message me and just say that, you know, it's made them think about the book boxes that they are subscribed to and the ways that they purchase books and how that affects the environment. And if by doing that series I can, you know, encourage even one person to make a change in their life to try and have a positive impact on the environment, then like that means everything to me, because if everybody makes wee small changes, that's how we save the planet. So if like by me making a daft video on the internet and putting that out there makes somebody else think about the way that either they choose to consume books, purchase books, or book boxes, then I think that that's something that I can be really, really proud of and feel like I am actually doing something to help make a bit of a difference. So I am really proud of that, and I'm really proud of me and Angie's read along. I'm going to tie them as like the top 2 things that I am proud of, because I can't pick one or the other in typical me fashion. I feel like I don't have a most popular video, to be totally honest with you. Like, I don't have one video that like outperforms the rest. I feel like my videos consistently get roughly about the same amount of views. They can go anywhere from about 40 to about 70ish views, and they never really go above that, to be honest. So I feel like I clearly have quite a regular fan base who subscribe and watch all my content, so there's no like one video that outperforms another video. If anything, perhaps my hauls do a little bit better than any other video, but I feel like that is standard for Booktube. I don't feel like that is a me specific thing. So I actually took a break from Booktube last year. I just got scunnered with it, to be completely honest. I set myself a really ambitious TBR and I wanted to mood read from that TBR, and I just really failed at it because by the time I got to the end of the TBR, I just didn't want to read any of the books that were left, and I was like, oh, like I've set myself this goal and I'm not going to achieve it, like, and then folk are going to be raging with me because I've not read these books, and I said I was going to read these books and I've not read them, and they're going to be fuming, and then like they're going to be commenting, they're going to be dead pissed off with me, and like nobody cared. It was literally me in my own head. My anxiety at its finest, making up your drama out of nothing. And then like I had a wee bit of a struggle. So when I took the channel over from Simon, I had planned to not do tags, just to do my monthly and mid-monthly wrap-ups, and that was going to be it. I wasn't going to make any other content because Simon was still going to do like my editing and stuff for me. And then I felt a wee bit like stunted in the content that I could make, and I felt like the content that I was making wasn't necessarily the type of content that I would also want to watch, because I do watch a huge amount of Booktube. So I was like, right, well, how can I make changes? And then I basically came to the conclusion that I was just going to need to get my finger out and learn how to edit myself. But I basically am terrible at believing that I am capable of accomplishing anything. So anytime it comes to learning something new, I just get so in my head about it, and like before I have even tried, convince myself that I will not be able to do it, because I just have like zero confidence when it comes to my intelligence basically, and I just think I'm a dafty. And like I am, but sometimes I can be a capable dafty. But when it comes to having to try to learn to do something new, I get so in my head about it and I psych myself out so much about it that I just convince myself that I am completely and utterly incapable of doing it, and that I'm the worst human on the planet because like I can't do this mediocre task. So Simon taught me how to edit, and I actually did pick it up really quickly, so then I was feeling all proud of myself and really bummed up. So I decided I was going to try out some different content, I was going to do a couple of tags and things like that. And it just so happened that at the time that I started editing myself, we had also switched laptops, and so we went from using a Mac to using a Surface Pro, and the power on our Surface Pro just like was not it, and so all of my audio and my video was like totally out of sync. And so then I was really frustrated because I had put up a couple of videos that were like that and they were just a bit subpar and not really to the quality that I was expecting. So I basically threw a complete another strop and quit Booktube. Quit Booktube because I was like, nah, fuck it, like nah, I'm done. Technology hates me, I hate technology, fuck off forever, never want to see a camera again, didn't ever want to use a laptop again, like get fucked. I was fuming. So that was quite a big struggle to overcome, and it did take me a couple of months to come back to it because this is something that I do really enjoy, and I think that I just needed to allow myself time to calm down and allow my brain to like catch up. And then I was like, right, maybe I've been a bit hasty, and then I came back, and since then I now edit all of my content. I gave the channel a wee bit of a glow up over the last few months, so all the new thumbnails and the new graphics and logos and banners and everything, intros, outros, that was all made by me as well. And that's just something that I am like immensely proud of myself for, because like I know that I am my biggest critic, and I know how much I allow my own self-loathing and anxiety to hold me back. And so when I do something that is a wee bit out of my comfort zone, or I allow myself to learn something new, I am always immensely proud of myself. And that has been the biggest struggle that I have overcome, and the way that I have managed to overcome that is just by reaching out to the community, to be honest. So I am part of a Discord group called the Small Booktuber Hangout, and I will leave that linked in the description box down below. And it is run by Jem from Bookish Gems, who is another amazing channel, but there's a feedback channel on there that you can go on and ask for feedback and stuff on. And so I asked for feedback on my thumbnails because they were a wee bit generic and I wanted to give them a wee bit of a spice up, and I got some great feedback, and it was brilliant. And you know, they really encouraged me learning what other platforms they use for designing their thumbnails on, and you know, intros, outros, things like that. That gave me the courage to just give my channel a wee glow up and make it a lot more me. And so I'm proud of that, and I couldn't have overcame that without the support of the bookish community. They are amazing as always. I am quite a tiny channel, so I don't really need to deal with negative comments, to be honest, or negative feedback at all, so that's good. I have had a few dislikes on my videos. I tend to get dislikes on my videos when it's videos where I talk about politics, which like I get, because politics is divisive, especially in Scotland, but I will never not talk about politics just to avoid a dislike. You will always get my opinions 100% unfiltered and 100% me. So like if people dislike it, that's fine, and that's their right basically, and it will never discourage me from stating my opinions or my views on books or otherwise. The only sort of a negative experience that I've had, and it's not even been on YouTube, it's actually been on Twitter. There was sort of like a small booktuber Twitter group that was created, and I was part of that for a wee while, you know, because I think that making friendships and really connecting with other booktubers is such a great way to enhance your reading experience, but also a great way to, you know, boost your channel, because then you can collab and you can do things, and obviously making friends is brilliant. So any avenue that there is for me to make contact and make a new friend with somebody, then I'm going to take it. But I found that experience to be really quite negative. I felt like there were quite a lot of people in that group chat who wanted to grow their channels, and you know, not necessarily for the wrong reasons, like, but just it was very focused on like how to boost your sub count and how to get your watch hours up, and you know, the amount of content you should be pumping out, and if you're not looking at these analytics, then are you a real booktuber? And like, I got such anxiety for just being part of that Twitter thread for a wee while, because I was like, holy fuck, like I personally don't look at my analytics too much. I check my subscriber count because it's something that I am actively working hard to grow, so like I do check that quite frequently, probably more frequently than I should, but in terms of analytics, like I don't really check anything out that frequently. I'll maybe pop on like every month or so and I'll check how my watch hours are doing, but it's not something that I actively look at to try and improve on my next videos, because I just make the content that I feel comfortable and happy creating, and people will either want to watch that or they won't. And that group just, it gave me anxiety, because I was like, I don't check any of this stuff, like I'm not putting out as much content as these people, like oh my god I can't do booktube, when like actually I can. And there was no need to get myself stressed out about it. So that was the only negative thing, and like it wasn't anything directly negative to me, it was just the vibe that I was getting from that group. So I quickly left and it's been fine since. So I have quite a few supporters, of which I am immensely grateful. So firstly, it needs to be Scott and Nell from Gunpowder Fiction and Plot. Scott and Nell are no just the most amazing channel ever, but I am also really proud to say that they've become some of my really good friends. You know, we chat sort of on a every couple of day basis. We've Oxed a lot, we've had drunken Zoom chats, and it's just really great to get to know them and to connect with them over our love of books. And Ange from Angie's Book Chatter, one of my close friends, you've all have seen, like she came up and we met in real life and stuff and hung out, and that was just absolutely amazing. She is a huge supporter. She is forever buddy reading with me and shouting me out on her channel, and obviously we're doing the read along this year, so she is forever just like pushing me out, and I know that like she sent so many subscribers my way, so just thank you so much to her. And Sarah from Sadie Reads Again, another one of my Booktube besties, and again you've seen that she will have came out and hung about with me and Ange in real life, which is really cool because it's great to make real life friends, and she shouts me out as often as she can. Emily from Novelle Novels is forever giving me shout outs, and we only recently connected this year. I sort of watched her content, but she wasn't somebody that I really reached out to and spoke to a lot, but we did a buddy read with Ange, and now again I'm really happy to say that she's one of my friends. Oh my goodness, there's so many. Jem from Bookish Gems gives me shout outs quite a lot. I've been on sprints on her channel quite a few times as well, which is fantastic and really lovely. Liv from Endless Pages is one of my biggest supporters. She's forever watching, commenting, shouting me out in her videos. Anytime that I tweet to promote a video, she always retweets it so that her audience sees it as well. And there's probably loads of other people that I am forgetting, but they're the ones that are like springing to my mind right now. So I don't really set myself goals for the channel. This is the first year that I have done that. So I set myself the goal this year to reach 350 subscribers by my birthday in May, and I hit that like at the end of March, which was amazing. So I would really love this time next year to be at 500 subscribers. I would love to hit that by the end of this year, and you know, potentially be around the 800 mark this time next year, but better safe than sorry. I'll give myself some leeway and say 500 by the end of the year. That would be a huge achievement for me. I have been quite a slow growing channel, and I feel like part of the reason for that is because it's been quite an ever changing channel. It was Simon, and then it was us, and then it was me, and so I feel like there was a lot of people who subscribed to watch Simon's content, who stuck around when we were doing stuff together, who then probably left when I took over, and then I feel like there was quite a few subscribers who came on board when I had joined the channel and who then maybe went away because they were looking for like couples channel as opposed to just like me sitting here myself. So I feel like I've had quite a tumultuous ride in terms of subscribers, but I feel like I am really making headway with it. You know, if I get to 400 subscribers, then I will have doubled the subscriber count from when I took over the channel to Simon. And the fact that 200 people wanted to come and watch us gibber about books blew my mind, but the fact that, you know, a further 200 people have wanted to come around and listen to me chat about books is just phenomenal. So 500 by this time next year would be my goal. I think that would be such an amazing achievement, and you know what, like I do put a lot of work in. I know I do a lot of sit down videos, so I don't like put as much work in as other people who are like constantly weekly vlogging and doing this, that and the next thing and really exciting content. But I do put a lot of effort in. I always try to think up of new creative content ideas. You know, I've really tried out some different content on this channel, and I'd like my subscriber count to reflect the amount of work that I put in, and I think that that's fair. The unexpected surprise for me was how many different genres I have started to pick up because the other booktubers that I watch. When I joined Booktube, like, I was in such a reading slump, and I know I've spoke about this so many times, but I just fell out of love with it. And then when it came back to me starting Booktube and trying to get into reading again, to be totally honest with you, I didn't really know what I liked to read because I had fell away from it for so long. I knew I loved fantasy before I had finished up reading, specifically YA fantasy, and that is something that I still love. And I knew that I loved horror, and I still love horror, but actually I have picked up so much amazing literary fiction, and that is through channels like Ange and Scott and Nell that I maybe wouldn't have picked up before. And because I respect their opinions and they know the types of books that I enjoy, if they recommend a book to me, like, I'm going to snap it up. And I have enjoyed so much yet, and it's pushed me so far out my comfort zone that now, because I'm in a position where I'm a wee bit more comfortable with literary fiction, I am branching out and trying to read a wee bit more historical fiction. And because I'm a wee bit more, you know, I know specifically what I sort of feel like within fantasy and YA fantasy, I'm trying to expand into middle grade, and I'm trying to expand into some graphic novels. And these are potentially books that I wouldn't have imagined me picking up beforehand. I am a lot more likely to take the plunge now on a literary fiction, historical fiction or graphic novel if somebody I know for Booktube has recommended it or if they really enjoyed it. So that's been really fun, and it's great to read a wee bit out of your comfort zone. I feel like I've learned quite a lot about myself as a reader, and I've really found some books that have been like wee hidden gems that I probably wouldn't have read if it wasn't for these other channels recommending them to me. Simon had all the equipment for the channel before I started, so I purchased none of this. I have just borrowed it. Probably my editing software. I use Wondershare from Mora, and it's just so easy to use. I think that if I was using another editing program and it was really complicated, then I probably wouldn't put out as much content as I do now. However, because Wondershare from Mora is so easy and user friendly to use, it means that I, as somebody who, as previously explained, thinks she's a total idiot, feels really comfortable and really confident using, so it would probably be that. I think I would just say to not be worried or nervous that you wouldn't be bringing anything original to Booktube. That was definitely a concern for me when I started, because I was like, right, well, I want to do similar enough content to what's popular so that people want to watch it, but I also need it to be different enough so that I'm staying true to myself. And I really did get myself in a bit of a mental fankle just trying to think, like, well, how do I be the same but different? Like, and then like it finally just clicked that I didn't need to be the same. Like, I could just make the content that I wanted to make and people would watch it and they would enjoy it, or like they wouldn't and they'd unsubscribe, and that is fine because I want to make the content that is fun for me to make. And I think that you don't need to have the same opinions as everybody else or read the same type of books as everybody else. The biggest thing that I watch booktubers for is their personality, and if I like the personality, then it really doesn't matter what type of books they're reading. Like, I will watch them slate a book or rate a book that I have loved or hated, like, and it doesn't bother me at all because I really like that person and I really like their reviewing style. I think that everybody brings a unique perspective. Everybody, you know, has their own life experience, and their life experience then impacts the way that they read a book. And I have learned so much of that through buddy reads, where me and another person have read the exact same book and we've had so many different takes on it that it's generated such authentic and interesting discussion. So please never be scared that you're not going to bring anything original, because you will, because you are original. So you will be bringing your own life experience and your own thoughts and opinions to Booktube, and that's really why we watch it. I couldn't care less about somebody who has a channel who just reads me blurbs for their books. Like, that doesn't interest me. Like, I want to know why you personally liked it or why you personally disliked it and what made you think that way, and everybody's take on that is going to be unique and different. So, like, aye, don't be scared to use your voice and talk about the books that you loved or didn't love and why, because that is so unique and so important, and it's sort of why we do this, really. So I am trying to think of channels that started round about the same time as me, or just like round about those times. So I'd like to tag Kevie from Say Kevie. She's an amazing channel and she reads such a wide variety of books, so please go check it out if you haven't already subscribed, although we have quite a crossover, so I'm sure that you have. I'm going to tag Jem from Bookish Gems as well, because I think her anniversary could be coming up. And then I'm going to tag Liv from Endless Pages. I'm not too sure if her anniversary is coming up, but I would really love to hear her views and opinions on this tag anyway. She has just such a great channel and she needs so much more love, so like go check her out and hopefully she'll do this tag. This has been a long one and like I am so sorry, I didn't realise how rambly it was, but it's been fun and I've really liked hanging out and chatting. I just want to say a massive thank you to anybody who is subscribed and to anybody who regularly comments on my videos. Like, you have no idea how happy it makes me. This has not only improved my journey with reading, but doing booktube has immensely improved my mental health. And like, I know that that's daft, but sitting down and recording myself and then editing and putting it out there and seeing people agree or disagree with my points, like, it's just so interesting to me, and it makes me feel a lot more confident in what I'm saying. And the more people comment and the more people take my recommendations, it's just like such a lovely wee ego boost. Like, oh, you liked what I said, so you've bought a book. Like, I love that. And then I love when people come back and they say, oh my god, I read this, or they message me and they say, oh, like, I read this book and it was brilliant. Like, that just is amazing. And like, I feel like doing this has really helped my social anxiety a wee bit, because like I say, so much of booktube is a social aspect that it really has pushed me out my comfort zone, and that has then transpired over into my real life a bit as well. I'm feeling myself getting a wee bit more confident when it comes to some social situations, which is obviously brilliant. I also suffer really badly with depression, and I have suffered with depression on and off throughout my life. I think everybody with depression does. It's not like you wake up one day and it goes away. It comes in peaks and troughs like everything else. And so I think just having something to focus on has really helped me with that as well. I am terrible for just letting it win. And you know, if I wake up and it's my day off and I'm feeling particularly depressed and crappy, then I will just lie in my bed all day long and I'll do nothing and, you know, let the depression win and just lie down to it and feel miserable. Whereas having booktube has really made me be like, right, you need to get up, you've got this to film today, you need to edit. It's also been really good from a making me focus on what I'm choosing to spend my time on aspect as well. Because I suffer so much from anxiety, I'm such a busy bee and I feel like guilty almost if I take time for myself sometimes. And because I've got my booktube channel, if I am taking time out to just sit and read and enjoy a book, then I feel less guilty about it because it feels like it's slightly productive because I am reading for the channel. But I actually think that that's been a really positive change. I have been a lot more thoughtful about how I'm choosing to spend my time, and you know, I've made an effort to sit and to read more, and I think that that's been great for an escapism point of view, and just for making time to do something that I really enjoy and, you know, that keeps my brain active and stops the depression kicking in. So it has been so impactful for my mental health as well, and it's just been brilliant. So thank you to everybody who supports my channel, who subscribes, who comments. It means the world to me, as I'm sure everybody else who makes these videos says, but like, it genuinely does. Please know that every time you chat to me about a book, that you are making a positive impact on my mental health. And I've met so many amazing friends through doing booktube, which I never would have expected, and it's just brilliant and it makes my wee heart happy. Like, it's great. thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. I have been really open about my experiences and really open about my mental health, as I always try to be. So hopefully you've enjoyed it and you've not just been like, oh, like here she goes again, bitching about her fucking mental health, gonna just talk to me about books or something. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and I will catch you in the next one. Hopefully you're enjoying everything that you are reading at the moment. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already.